Hey, how's it going, and welcome back to another video on Assassin's Creed Origins. We've got little bits of news coming here and there in various areas of the community, so I'm going to go ahead and round up all of that stuff. But before we get into it, I did just want to ask you guys what you think about the What If series that I have on my channel. If you haven't already seen it, you should go and check it out, Assassin's Creed What If. I've done 3 episodes of it so far, and they're all slightly different from each other. And my main question is, do you think I should go with the style of, you know, heavily fan fiction style where I try and tell a story, or shall I just do the kind of speculation style where I just sort of talk about a scenario and I'm like, this could happen and this could happen and this could happen in a speculation way? Or is it more fun to listen to me tell some form of story? Personally, I don't have any sort of preference either way. It's just I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with the series right now and which kind of path it's taking. So it would be helpful to have your guys' feedback to let me know what you actually prefer from that What If series. And like I said, if you haven't already checked it out, you can go and check it out on my channel. Anyways, with that said, we'll go ahead and hop into the news. First up here, we have a collaboration between Assassin's Creed Origins and Monster Energy. Starting on September the 1st, purchasing collectible Assassin's Creed Origins co-branded Monster Energy 24-ounce cans, 4 packs or 10 packs will get you a code that you can redeem for in-game cash, animal or world resources for crafting, or even for exclusive weapons that you won't find during your normal playthrough. These include the Dustbiter sword, the blunt facebreaker, the Scepter of more words that I can't say. Or the Rainbow, which is a predator bow with a first-person viewpoint that makes it ideal for sniping. I'll leave a link in the description to somewhere where you can find more information on this if you're interested. It's nice to see collaborations here and there, you know, to get exclusive things. It's just additional. A lot of people are probably going to be annoyed that, you know, these are, you can't get them in the main game. Just like, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of weapons. These are just slightly additional. So that's kind of okay. Now a little bit of information coming from a Spanish retailer called Extra Life. You can find the link to this in the description, and they have a pyramid version of Assassin's Creed Origins for both Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It's not yet clear whether this version will become available for the rest of the world or possibly just the rest of Europe, but it looks cool nonetheless for €59.95. You can get this nice little additional pyramid with your copy of Assassin's Creed Origins, which looks pretty fucking cool. So if you're in Spain and you order from this retailer, you can get that if you feel like it. Go for it. Why not? Great. Now the next thing is just a little thing, but it's something nonetheless that I did pick up on while watching the Pax West interview Q&A with Ashraf Ismail and Maxime Durand being the game director and the historian on Assassin's Creed Origins. This was September the 2nd, so last Saturday, in which there was a bunch of different questions about historical things and information about the games, kind of stuff we already know, or stuff about the time period, but there was one question that caught my eye, and he was asked, in terms of other historical characters, are we going to see people like Brutus or Mark Antony, etc., etc., and when Brutus was mentioned, Ashraf gave a little smile, and then they both sort of alluded to, you know, it's possible, but, you know, we're not talking about it. We'll see on October the 27th. I'll let you just look at the clip.
Gabriel Nee and Night King 997 are curious about other historical personages from the area. Brutus, Mark Antony, are we going to see other folks? Tell us about now, or play the card?
The way we create these games is obviously that we like to play with historical events. We like to play with historical characters and to bring in as many emblematic people to interact with. For us, it's really important because it creates unique opportunities to play with history. So we'll have to play the game to see more of that. There's already a pretty good cast with Cleopatra and Caesar.
Yeah, for sure.
Being there. But yeah, we'll see that on October 27th.
Okay, all right.
And to me, it looks very possible that Brutus will be appearing in the game. I've always thought it's possible because, I mean, if this game doesn't end with the assassination of Julius Caesar, which we know was committed by Brutus, whether we play as Brutus or whether we're with Brutus, it's yet to be seen, but I think it'll be a huge mistake if they didn't include that historical Assassin's Creed moment within Assassin's Creed Origins. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below regarding this. And last up, we have a little note here from Game Ratings, ESRB, their sort of rating summary, talking about things that you can expect to see in the game relating to the rating. Now, there are minor spoilers in here, so if you want to go into the game and you want to be shocked by particular moments that could either be violent or could possibly, you know, allude to, you know, things that can happen within the world and things we're going to see. If you want to be shocked by things, then I'd suggest not listening to this, but again, it's very minor things. There's nothing narrative in this. It is just things regarding the world, but maybe things that could maybe spoil the narrative a little bit, but you've been warned. You know, if it was a spoiler rating out of 10, I'll give it probably like a 4 out of 10, something like that. Like, it won't ruin your experience. It doesn't allude to anything within the narrative. However, there are things that could be taken out of context and be like, oh, that makes sense in this context in the narrative. Who knows? But there you go, you've been warned. I'm going to go ahead and read through this. So the rating summary states, this is an action-adventure game in which the players follow the story of Egyptian assassins Bayek and Aya of Siwa, tasked with finding down a secret order that threatens Cleopatra's power. As players explore the open world, Egyptian, Greek, and Roman environments, they undertake missions to find, stalk, and kill human enemies. Players use swords, arrows, concealed blades, and spears to assassinate targets and kill enemies in frantic, melee-style combat. Some cutscenes also depict intense acts of violence, a man beaten to death with an orb, a child getting stabbed. Assassinations and fights are highlighted by cries of pain and large blood splatter effects. One sequence depicts human body parts and blood in a cave, another scene briefly depicts a headless corpse impaled on a stake. This game includes a mission involving prostitutes and a brothel in which a couple can be partially observed having sex, i.e. moaning sounds. Female characters are sometimes depicted topless in the brothel. Some rooms contain drawings of figures engaged in various sex acts. During the course of the game, a character briefly mentions an opium pipe. The player's character is depicted drinking alcohol during a sequence of cutscenes. After a time, players must walk and engage in a fist fight while the screen and controls are impaired. The words fuck, shit, and cunt appear in the dialogue. This, to me, is more funny than it is anything else, but it does allude to a lot of things, and I want to quickly go over those now. The first thing is it says it follows the story of Egyptian assassins Bayek and Aya of Siwa, and as much as that of course means Aya is a important character, it means even more to me that we're probably going to get a few missions where we get to play as Aya. How that works within the Animus, I would assume that their kid will be the descendant, so it allows you to play as both, you know, Bayek and Aya, but that is yet to be seen. However, I'm pretty certain this is confirmation that we will be playing as Aya at some point in the game. The fact that it's saying, you know, the story of the Egyptian assassins Bayek and Aya, not just Bayek, so the player will experience both stories of male and female Bayek and Aya. And it also alludes to the main story is taking down a secret order that just threatens Cleopatra's power. That could be very vague, and that's not necessarily the main story. Bayek's not doing all this just to protect Cleopatra and take down an order that threatens her power. I'd say there's a lot more to it than that, but this is a very vague description of it as not to just allude to the entire plot of Assassin's Creed Origins. It says there'll be Egyptian, Greek, and Roman environments, meaning to me that playing as Brutus seems even more realistic, as Roman environments could allude to Rome, which we know that's where Julius Caesar was killed in 44 BCE by the assassin Brutus. It also talks about a lot of violent things, which is great, means it's going to be far more realistic than any other Assassin's Creed game. Talks about body parts, you know, a guy impaled on a stake, he's headless, you know, that's a lot of violent things. A child getting stabbed. All these things are very gritty, realistic, and means that it's not going to be the same Assassin's Creed that we've come to know. It also talks about a man beaten to death with an orb, and I would say this has something to do with the Order of the Ancients. You control pieces of Eden, and probably kill someone with the apple, not by using the apple's powers, but by beating them with the apple. That's what that seems to be talking about, which is very, very interesting. There's a lot of things in here talking about sex, brothels, nudity, and things like that. Again, just adding realism to the world, and this is something that I wanted in Assassin's Creed Origins, was a more mature experience, something like The Witcher 3, in which it depicts a lot of violence and a lot of sexual themes that just makes the world feel more realistic to that time period and the world that we're living in, similarly to the way Game of Thrones does it as well. The last thing I wanted to take note of is the characters depicted drinking alcohol during cutscenes, and you must engage in a fist fight while the screen and controls are impaired. That's literally every Assassin's Creed game since Black Flag, so I mean, we were obviously going to get that within the game. But that's that little description. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Do you think that these things that we've heard here are good? Or, like, let me know your thoughts in general. There we have it. That's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all things Assassin's Creed Origins. Let me know your thoughts on the information that we've got here, all of it, and just, you know, get that discussion going down in the comment section below. I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Let me know your thoughts on the what if style videos that I mentioned right at the very beginning. And with that said, that's it for this video, and I'll see you all next time.